I know this is a controversial thing to say, and a lot of people don't want to acknowledge this because I think people don't want to open up the can of worms that it opens up when you talk about this, but you can't tell me that there isn't a direct correlation between the rise in the obesity epidemic in this country and mothers having to go to work and work outside the home and not cooking home-cooked meals. I know some people use this as an agenda to shame women for working outside the home, and I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to say that women should all be like barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen cooking all the time. And I know that some people use that argument as an agenda for that. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that in denying that there's a connection there and denying that there aren't repercussions to there not being a full-time parent in the home, I think is doing us all a disservice. You know, you can say that, okay, maybe women did have to go to work. Maybe women did have to work outside the home. Maybe there's, you know, financial reasons, or, you know, I mean, financial abuse is a real thing. Again, I'm not taking away any of those things. However, the rise in the obesity epidemic does tie in pretty closely with the fact that so much fast food, takeout, prepackaged foods, and everything all were on the rise because women were working. They couldn't be home cooking home-cooked meals, and even when it did get to be dinner time, if you're a woman and you're working all day, you're exhausted. Cooking a dinner from scratch is not practical. I mean, it's not something that you should be expected to do. Expecting women to be full-time wives and mothers and work a full-time job, that's asking a lot of one person. The fact that we're not acknowledging that there's a connection is a problem because we're so afraid of actually acknowledging that women working full-time and not being full-time wives and mothers, the fact that we can't even acknowledge that there are side effects when it comes to the children and the way that we were raised. I know my mother has expressed that she does feel a lot of regret that she went to takeout and fast food and prepackaged foods a lot because, you know, she worked, and at the end of the day, she was exhausted.